The ocean covers over 70% of our planet's surface, and beneath those waves lies a world more alien than anything we could imagine. Down there, in the crushing depths and murky shallows, evolution has crafted some of the most efficient killers nature has ever produced. Today, we're diving into the abyss to meet the 5 deadliest creatures lurking in our oceans. These aren't just dangerous, they're absolute nightmares brought to life. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover might just make you think twice before your next beach vacation. Number 5. The box jellyfish. Let's start with a creature that looks like it floated straight out of a horror movie. The box jellyfish, found throughout the warm waters of the Indo-Pacific, is without question one of the most venomous animals on the entire planet. And trust me, this is one jellyfish you absolutely do not want to bump into during your tropical getaway. Unlike your typical jellyfish that just kind of drifts along with the current, box jellyfish are actually active hunters. They can propel themselves through the water at speeds of up to 6 kilometers per hour, which might not sound like much, but it's lightning fast for a jellyfish. What makes them truly terrifying, though, is what's dangling beneath that translucent, cube-shaped bell. Picture this: up to 15 tentacles, each one reaching lengths of 3 meters, and covering nearly every inch of those tentacles are millions upon millions of tiny harpoon-like structures called nematocysts. The moment you brush against one of these tentacles, thousands of these microscopic harpoons fire into your skin, injecting one of the most potent venoms found anywhere in nature. The venom is a cocktail of toxins specifically designed to attack your heart, your nervous system, and your skin cells all at once. Victims describe the pain as excruciating, like being branded with a hot iron across your entire body. But here's where it gets even more horrifying. The venom is so potent that it can kill a human in as little as 2 to 5 minutes. That's right, minutes. Many victims don't even make it to shore. They go into cardiac arrest right there in the water. Or the pain is so overwhelming they go into shock and drown. And even if you do survive, you're not out of the woods yet. The venom can cause scarring so severe that the marks remain visible for life, serving as a permanent reminder of your encounter with one of nature's most efficient killers. Box jellyfish are responsible for more deaths in Australia than sharks, crocodiles, and venomous snakes combined. In some areas, beaches have to be closed during box jellyfish season because the risk is simply too great. So if you're ever swimming in tropical waters and you see something that looks like a transparent cube with trailing tentacles, do yourself a favor and swim in the opposite direction as fast as you possibly can. Because when it comes to the box jellyfish, a single touch could be your last. Number 4. The reef stonefish. Now, if you thought the box jellyfish was bad, wait until you meet our next contestant. The reef stonefish has mastered the art of disguise to such a degree that it's essentially invisible, and that's precisely what makes it so deadly. Found lurking on coral reefs throughout the Indo-Pacific, the reef stonefish is a master of camouflage. It looks exactly like a moss-covered rock or a lump of dead coral sitting on the seafloor. Its bumpy, mottled skin blends so perfectly with its surroundings that even experienced divers swim right past them without noticing. But hidden beneath that unassuming exterior is one of the most toxic fish in the entire ocean. Along the stonefish's back are 13 dorsal spines, and each one is equipped with a venom gland. These aren't your typical fish spines, either. They're incredibly strong, capable of piercing through a wetsuit or even a shoe if you're unfortunate enough to step on one. And trust me, you do not want to step on one of these things. The venom is a neurotoxin so potent that victims describe the pain as absolutely unbearable. We're talking about pain so intense that some people have begged doctors to amputate their limb just to make it stop. The affected area swells up immediately, and the venom attacks your cardiovascular system, potentially causing heart failure if left untreated. The pain can last for days, even with treatment, and the wound often becomes necrotic, meaning the tissue literally starts to die and rot away. What makes stonefish attacks particularly nasty is how they happen. The fish doesn't attack you, you attack it by stepping on it. It's a purely defensive mechanism, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. The stonefish can remain perfectly still for hours, waiting for prey to swim by, and in that time, it's virtually impossible to spot. Snorkelers and divers have stepped on them without ever knowing they were there until that spine punctures their foot and the venom starts coursing through their body. The good news is that since 1959, there's been an anti-venom available for stonefish stings. The bad news is that you need to get that anti-venom fast, and you need to be able to get to a hospital in time. Out on a remote reef, far from medical help, a stonefish sting can absolutely be fatal. So, the moral of the story? Watch where you step, keep your hands to yourself, and never, ever touch anything that looks like a rock on a coral reef. Because it just might be a reef stonefish, and that's a mistake you only get to make once. Number 3. The Great White Shark. All right, you knew this one was coming. When people think of deadly ocean creatures, there's one that immediately comes to mind, and for good reason. The great white shark is the stuff of nightmares, a prehistoric killing machine that's been perfecting its craft for over 16 million years. And let me tell you, evolution has done one hell of a job. Great white sharks are absolutely massive. Adult specimens regularly reach lengths of 4 to 6 meters, and they can weigh upwards of 2.5 tons. That's about the weight of a small car. Except this car has 300 serrated teeth arranged in multiple rows, and it can swim at speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour when it needs to. When a great white decides to hunt, there's very little that can stop it. These apex predators are built for one purpose: to kill efficiently. Their sense of smell is so acute that they can detect a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. They can sense the electrical fields generated by the beating hearts of their prey. And their eyes have a special reflective layer that allows them to see in low-light conditions, making them terrifyingly effective hunters even in murky water. But here's what really makes great whites so fearsome: their hunting strategy. They don't just swim up and bite you. Oh no, they're far more calculated than that. Great whites often patrol the waters below, looking up at the surface where seals, sea lions, and yes, occasionally humans, create silhouettes against the light. When they spot a target, they attack from below, building up tremendous speed before launching themselves upward with such force that they often breach completely out of the water. That first bite is devastating. Those 300 teeth are designed to tear through flesh and bone, and the force of a great white's bite has been measured at over 4,000 pounds per square inch. For context, that's about 3 times stronger than a lion's bite. When a great white clamps down on you, the damage is catastrophic. Now, here's a fact that might surprise you. Great white sharks don't actually want to eat humans. We're not fatty enough for them. They prefer seals and sea lions, which have a much higher blubber content. Most great white attacks on humans are cases of mistaken identity. The shark sees a surfer paddling on a board and thinks it's a seal. It takes one exploratory bite, realizes its mistake, and swims away. But here's the problem. Even one exploratory bite from a great white is enough to kill you. The blood loss alone can be fatal within minutes, not to mention the shock and trauma. And while great white attacks are relatively rare, with only about 30 to 35 occurring each year worldwide, when they do happen, they often make headlines because of just how brutal they are. The great white shark is the ocean's ultimate predator, a perfectly designed killing machine that has no natural predators of its own. Well, except for one. Humans kill approximately 100 million sharks every single year, many of them for shark fin soup. So while we fear them, the reality is they should probably fear us. But that doesn't make them any less deadly when you find yourself face to face with one in open water. Number 2. The blue-ringed octopus. Forget everything you think you know about dangerous ocean creatures, because our number 2 spot goes to something that weighs less than an ounce, measures just 12 to 20 centimeters long, and could easily fit in the palm of your hand. The blue-ringed octopus, found in tide pools and coral reefs throughout the Pacific and Indian Oceans, is a tiny, delicate-looking creature that happens to carry enough venom to kill 26 adult humans in a matter of minutes. And here's the kicker: there's no antidote. At first glance, the blue-ringed octopus doesn't look particularly threatening. It's a small, yellowish-brown octopus with beautiful, iridescent blue rings covering its body. Those rings are actually a warning signal, and when the octopus feels threatened, those rings begin to pulse and glow brightly. It's nature's way of saying, "Stay away," or else. But tourists and curious beachgoers often don't get the message, and that's when things go horribly wrong. The blue-ringed octopus doesn't have fangs or stingers. Instead, it has a beak, similar to a parrot's beak, hidden in the center of its 8 arms. When it bites, which it can do in the blink of an eye, it injects a neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin into your bloodstream. And this is where things get absolutely terrifying. Tetrodotoxin is the same poison found in pufferfish, and it's one of the most potent natural toxins on Earth. It's 1,200 times more poisonous than cyanide. The toxin works by blocking sodium channels in your nerve cells, which means your nervous system literally stops functioning. Within minutes, you start to feel numbness and tingling around the bite site. Then it spreads. Your lips, your tongue, your face all go numb. Then comes the paralysis. It starts in your extremities and works its way inward. Your muscles stop responding. You can't move your arms or legs. Your vision starts to blur. And here's the truly nightmarish part. The toxin doesn't affect your brain. You're fully conscious, fully aware of what's happening to you, but you're completely paralyzed. You can't move. You can't speak. You can't even blink. Eventually, the paralysis reaches your diaphragm, the muscle that controls your breathing, and that's when you suffocate. You're still awake, still aware, but your body simply stops taking in oxygen. The whole process, from bite to death, can take as little as 20 minutes. And remember what I said earlier? There's no antidote. The only treatment is immediate CPR and artificial respiration to keep you breathing until the toxin wears off, which can take up to 24 hours. If you're on a beach, far from medical help, a blue-ringed octopus bite is essentially a death sentence. What makes these creatures even more dangerous is that their bites are often painless. Victims don't even realize they've been bitten until the symptoms start. By then, it's often too late to get help. Despite their small size and seemingly docile nature, blue-ringed octopuses kill several people every year, usually tourists who pick them up thinking they're harmless. So here's the rule. If you see a small octopus with blue rings on it, don't touch it. Don't get close to it. Don't even think about picking it up for a photo. Because that cute little octopus is one of the deadliest creatures in the ocean, and it will absolutely ruin your day, permanently. Number 1. The saltwater crocodile. And now we come to our number 1 deadliest creature in the ocean. Some of you might be thinking, wait, crocodiles aren't ocean creatures. And you'd be partly right. But the saltwater crocodile, or salty as it's known in Australia, is perfectly at home in the ocean, often swimming dozens of kilometers out to sea, and it is, without question, the most dangerous predator in the water. Saltwater crocodiles are the largest living reptiles on Earth. Adult males regularly reach lengths of 5 to 6 meters, though specimens of 7 meters have been recorded. They can weigh over a ton. Now imagine that ton of muscle, teeth, and primal killing instinct moving through the water at speeds of up to 29 kilometers per hour. And you'll start to understand why these animals are so feared. But size isn't what makes saltwater crocodiles the deadliest creatures in the ocean. It's their bite force. A salty has the strongest bite force ever measured in a living animal, clocking in at over 3,700 pounds per square inch. That's enough to crush a cow's skull in a single bite. Their jaws are lined with 64 to 68 teeth, each one designed to grip and tear. When a saltwater crocodile bites down on you, there is no escape. These apex predators are also terrifyingly intelligent. They learn patterns, they study prey behavior, and they set up ambushes with a level of cunning that's genuinely frightening. Salties have been observed waiting at the exact same spot every day where water buffalo come to drink, hiding just beneath the surface with only their eyes and nostrils above water. They'll wait for hours, completely motionless, until their prey gets close enough. And then they explode out of the water with such speed and force that their victim doesn't even have time to react. Their hunting technique is brutal. When a saltwater crocodile attacks, it doesn't just bite and release like a shark might. It grabs on and holds tight, dragging its victim underwater in what's known as a death roll. The crocodile spins its entire body over and over, disorienting the prey while tearing away chunks of flesh. The victim drowns, gets ripped apart, or both. It's one of the most savage attacks in nature, and there's virtually no way to fight back once those jaws lock on. What makes saltwater crocodiles particularly dangerous is their territory. They live in estuaries, rivers, and coastal areas throughout Southeast Asia and northern Australia, often in areas where people fish, swim, and work. Unlike great white sharks, which usually attack by mistake, saltwater crocodiles actively hunt humans. They see us as prey, pure and simple. Saltwater crocodiles kill more people every year than any other large predator in the world. Exact numbers are hard to come by because many attacks happen in remote areas and go unreported, but estimates suggest that salties kill anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people annually. That's not attacks, that's deaths. These animals don't just injure you, they kill you, and they do it with brutal efficiency. There are countless stories of saltwater crocodiles attacking boats, dragging fishermen out of kayaks, and snatching people from the water's edge. In northern Australia, there are areas where swimming is simply not allowed because the saltwater crocodile population is so dense that an attack is virtually guaranteed. These are prehistoric killing machines that have remained unchanged for millions of years because they're already perfect at what they do. So, when you think about the deadliest creature in the ocean, forget the sharks, forget the jellyfish, forget the tiny blue-ringed octopus. The saltwater crocodile is the undisputed king of oceanic predators. It's bigger, stronger, smarter, and more aggressive than anything else in the water. And unlike other predators on this list, the saltwater crocodile actively wants to kill you. You're not a case of mistaken identity, you're dinner. If you ever find yourself in saltwater crocodile territory, stay out of the water. Don't stand at the water's edge. Don't dangle your arms or legs over the side of a boat. Because if a salty decides you look tasty, there's very little you can do to stop what comes next. And there you have it, the 5 deadliest creatures lurking in our oceans. From the venomous box jellyfish to the prehistoric saltwater crocodile, the ocean is home to some of the most efficient killers nature has ever created. These aren't monsters, they're just animals doing what they've evolved to do over millions of years. But that doesn't make them any less dangerous. So the next time you're planning that tropical beach vacation or thinking about going for a swim in unfamiliar waters, remember what's out there. The ocean is beautiful, it's mysterious, and it's absolutely deadly. Respect it, or it will make you pay the price. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible creatures, let us know which one you found the most terrifying. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Until next time, stay safe and stay out of the water.